So like professional ones only. So we are ready to go here, Chris?
Yeah, it's rolling.
So just like, what do you enjoy most about being a professor at Oregon State?
Oh,
Pharmacy?
you know, I love it because it's not like the real world. You know, I get to hang out with really smart students all the time, and not just pharmacy students, although they're smart, but graduate students and all my colleagues. I love my job.
Okay.
That wasn't so bad.
That wasn't too bad.
Yeah.
That was a warm up.
We warmed up with that.
Oh, yeah.
Let's go with the hardball pitch.
The hardball pitch.
Yeah.
Let's see here. How many years have you been a professor?
How many years have I been a professor? 21.
21 years?
21 years,
Okay.
yeah.
Wow.
I think I told you, I graduated from pharmacy school 30 years ago.
Okay,
This
that's
year.
right.
Wow.
It seems like a long time, doesn't it? But it went like, you know, poof, it's gone.
Yeah.
So, 21 years.
Okay. Let's see here. What were some of our other questions?
Well, what's the most embarrassing thing that's happened to you in front of one of your classes, or?
I had my fly, when I used to wear pants, pants that had zippers, I had my fly open, and somebody pointed it out. Now I only wear, if I wear slacks I have zippers, but now I only wear the button fly thing, so it never happens.
Wow.
You know, it's hard to explain how embarrassing that is, right? But it's pretty embarrassing.
But then you just have to...
You know, you still got an hour and a half left to lecture, so what are you going to do?
Oh my
I
God.
think that students are pretty understanding about that.
What's the number one thing Nick didn't want you to say in front of our class?
Say that again?
Number one thing
what
Nick
didn't want
you to say?
I think he probably didn't, it's just like Jaden didn't want me to mention him, you know, personally. Didn't want me to make fun of him, you know, because, I don't know, I didn't really have that many things to make fun of him about, I guess. I mean, it would be things like, I would say things like changing diapers or something like
Yeah.
that, but obviously he wouldn't remember any of that, so.
So as P2's leaving up to Portland, what are your parting words for us as we enter the field?
Don't forget, oh, the field, I thought you meant just.
Or Portland as well.
So I would say don't forget us, because, you know, in this, I'm totally serious, I think we have a great relationship with the students. I mean, I feel like I have a great relationship with the students, and I always have with everybody, really. I mean, there's some people that maybe I don't get along with as well as others, but they're pretty rare. And, but what happens, I've seen this now 21 times, is that you leave, right? And then you go to Portland, and it's really a great experience, because you're finally doing everything that you went to pharmacy school to do. So therapeutics is really great, and all this other stuff is really great, and it's hard work, but you kind of like bond in a different way when you're there, and you forget about us, right? So then 2 years from now, you'll come back to graduation, and you'll treat us like dirty dogs. Like you didn't, like this cousin that lived in the country that you never liked very much and slobbered on himself during family picnics or whatever. That's how you'll treat us. So don't do that. And I tell people that, right? Even people who work in my lab, you're gonna leave and then come back in 2 years, and you will act like you don't know me. And it's no, never gonna happen, because you know I really love it here. There's this warm fuzzy feeling with all the fact. No, everybody forgets us. Everybody forgets us, and then because you're on with your life. So I like try to talk to people, and they come back, and it's just like, who are you? You know. So you shouldn't do that. That's what I would say. That's my advice.
Okay.
How do you maintain your level of sense of humor while you teach the topics that you teach, which are not always exciting?
They're not exciting.
I'm gonna say like hormones super exciting, but you know sometimes it's you just seem to make it extra humorous.
I think I really love the material. I really look. Now I'll be honest. The cholesterol stuff is a challenge. I've probably only done that for like 10 years, and it really moves fast, that field, and I don't keep up with it. I probably shouldn't say this on camera, but I don't keep up with it until about the middle of February, and I think, oh man, I need to cram a bunch of stuff in, but I keep a file all year long on that, right? And I never look at it until the middle or end of February. And diabetes is the same way. I'm not an expert in that, but I try really hard. But I think what I teach, it's easy for me because I really love it, and I look forward to it. And I think teaching is, I think teaching is one of those things I don't think you can do like half-assed. You have to be totally engaged, and if it's not, students realize it, and then it's no good for anybody. If the students realize that you don't care, then it's no good for them. It's no good for you. So I think I care about life. That's that.
I think just 2 more questions. The first one, what would you kind of consider maybe in your professional career, or maybe just as a professor, what kind of has been your proudest achievement? Or what's the thing that you've been most kind of proud about?
That's a tough one, Mark. I'd have to say, because of this thing where students go away and forget about us and then come back. So I wouldn't say training pharmacy students has been the proudest thing, but I'm definitely proud of you when you leave here, and then what happens later on I can't control. But I'm really proud of the graduate students I've had. I've had some really incredible, I have an incredible graduate student right now that makes me look really good. Right? I mean, people think, oh, this guy's really smart. It's not the case. I have very little to do. I just kind of listen, try to listen and provide encouragement and money. And these guys just do really great things and go on to really great careers. So that's been, I think that's the thing I'm proudest of, is the graduate students.
Well, we certainly appreciate it. I think a lot of people, you talk about professors being working hard and not faking what they're saying, and working hard to prepare the content. I think that, I think a lot of students saw that in you personally.
Oh, thanks. It's
just
not perfect.
But that's the thing, though. If it's not perfect, that's fine. But if you come back and you say, well, this actually is a little bit more of the details or something like that, I think the students see that. And so I guess the final question would be, what part of the content, or what of the content is most enjoyable for you to teach?
Oh, the hormone stuff. You mean like that hormone stuff? I
Not
love
the
that
DNA signaling pathways?
You're really excited about that.
I like that a lot for my career, but for students, it's hard for me to justify. As you saw, sometimes I get a little carried away and go off the notes, lose track of the notes, and talk. And I try not to do that, but sometimes I get carried away. But I think for students, for pharmacy students, I think the hormone stuff is really, really important, because you deal with that professor, and you're never going to believe this, but just last night, do you remember I showed this one slide of a question I got
Yes.
from somebody about birth control pills, right?
Oh yeah.
Just talking about it.
This person asked the same question to Lorinda. And Lorinda gave exactly the same answer I gave 3 years ago, but copied me. And I'm like, how can you ask that question again? Get out! No way! So, I had to edit, because I was ready to, one thing I've learned is that you can't, with my mother-in-law, you can't say the first thing that comes to your mind, right? You just have to edit yourself. And so I said, no, I started to reply, so I better just leave this sit for a few days. But I think it's the craziest question. If you miss some placebos, why is it not a big deal? But if you miss one in the middle of the cycle, why is it a big deal? And I think if that makes me think, wow, I just didn't get that point across. Somehow, I think I did, but people take away different things, and in the class, really. But this is a smart person. The class has a lot of varying levels of ability, right? Intellectual ability and every other kind of ability. And I try to pitch it at the top, so that, okay, I'm going to reach those people, and then hopefully everybody else will, but it doesn't always work, I guess. I just can't. I was just stunned at that. Anyway, so that's the part I like the best.
All right.
That's it.
Thanks.
I think that's it?
Yeah. I think the only other thing we wanted to do maybe was to get a shot of you kind of a little bit farther away.
Oh.